Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel, and today I got kind of the beginning of a series I'm going to be doing again. These are kind of a countdown to my favorite albums of all time. These are in alphabetical order. In this episode we got 10 albums I want to show you that I really enjoy, so yeah. Like I said, we're going in alphabetical order, so I thought I'd do this little video here. Give my thoughts, my memories with the albums. So yeah, first one up, it's Christian punk rock band Hawk Nelson with "Smile." It's the end of the world. This was a nice album released in 2006. Definitely my favorite HN album. My favorites would have to be "The One Thing I Have Left," "The Show," "Everything You Ever Wanted," "Something on My Mind," "Zero," "Head on Collision," and "It's Over." I actually had another CD, Wow Hits 2008, that "The Show" was actually on, which you've seen in my CD collection. That was how I got into Hawk Nelson. So yeah. So that's Hawk Nelson, "Small." It's the end of the world. Number 2, we got probably the most recent find a couple years ago, I guess. I'm going to guess. One of my most recent finds that I discovered. That is one of my favorite albums now. And that is the sophomore effort to Cutlass 2004's Sea of Faces. This is a really good album. I pretty much like almost all the songs, in my personal opinion. I mean, some of the songs are better than others, but you got "Not What You See," "All Alone," "Sea of Faces," "Better For You," "Let You In," which I don't know if it says it on the CD, but Ryan Clark from Demon Hunter sings on this song, "Let You In." "Passion" and "Perspectives" are really good songs. And of course, you got the fan favorite, which is one of my favorites, "Treason," and then "It's Like Me," which was also on the radio years ago. So yeah, that's Cutlass, "Sea of Faces." I got this for Christmas a couple years ago, and now I really enjoy this album. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. So there it is on the list at number 2. Like I said, we're not going in any particular order, but yeah. Now, I forgot to put some extras, but to make this exclusively for 10, we decided to do the top picks for right now. These may not even be my top 10, but I'm pretty sure this is pretty close for contenders. But this is my favorite country album of all time, for sure. I know this for sure. He may not be my favorite country artist, but out of the CDs I have that are country music, this one's my personal favorite, and that is Luke Bryan, "Crash My Party." Okay, back in 2014, a year after this came out, when I was getting into him, 3 things were for sure before we moved down here to this house. We were kind of transitioning into from one house to the other to this house. And 3 things were for sure to happen on the weekend. Coming home down here to the river on a Friday night, river fishing, and listening to this album, "Crash My Party" by Luke Bryan. I had so many good nostalgic feelings of this album. True, I mean, it's not the most traditional country sounding album, but it's got good songs. I mean, I do like the song "That's My Kind of Night." That's on here. "Crash My Party" is another personal favorite. "Roller Coaster," "Run This Town," "Drink a Beer," "I See You," "Play It Again." Once again, a country radio classic. "Out Like That," and "Dirt Road Diary." Those are my personal favorites. So yeah, "Crash My Party" by Luke Bryan had to be on the list for the first episode. One of my personal favorite albums of all time. Like I said, for sure my favorite country album. I know not many people are going to say that, but it's personally mine. I gotta put it on. So anyhow, the rest of these have, these are 3 more artists, my top 3 artists. I'm going to show, this was really hard to put. Especially towards the end, I couldn't think, I had to put a 10th one, so I put a 3rd one from an artist, but these next 2, I have at least 2 albums. But these are my top 2 from, so here we go. Next artist is Newsboys. What I have, them and another band, they kind of fight for my favorite band, but I'm going to say Newsboys for right now is my favorite for now, probably because I've been the fan of them the longest. But this was a good CD. This is Born Again from 2010. Yeah, actually, my mom had a CD, not this particular one. I have the discs to that one, though, from when this came out. This is the first one with Michael Tate, when Peter Furler left. So, yeah. So, I have so many nostalgic feelings towards this album. My mom getting this CD. Like I said, I got a CD of this for Christmas a couple years ago. But, because I liked this version again. You may know this as the Born Again Miracles edition. This is the original from 2010. And, this is actually the album cover I prefer, and it's the version I grew up with. I was 13 when this came out. My personal favorites on the album are Born Again, One Shot, Way Beyond Myself, When the Boys Light Up, Escape, Miracles, On Your Knees, and the cover from Michael's other band, DC Talk, with Jesus Freak. And they even have a song on here called Impossible that didn't make the Miracles edition. So, yeah. Newsboys with Born Again. I couldn't help but put it on this list. So, yeah. But what is my favorite Newsboys album is actually next. That is actually going to be unpopular. I shouldn't even put it on the list, but and that is The Greatest Hits. This was actually my mom's CD too, actually. Kind of think about it. But why am I putting a Greatest Hits in my favorite from a band? I'll show you. If you haven't seen this, I haven't uploaded my review of this, but this has new songs, 2 new songs. I Fought the Law and my personal favorite Newsboys song, Stay Strong. Along with some other songs. It has a mix of almost everything Newsboys music has to offer. Most of, at least. It's got like the early 90s stuff like I'm Not Ashamed and Breakfast. And Take Me to Your Leader as far as witty stuff goes. The redone version of Shine. There are more worship stuff like It Is You and He Reigns. And even as far as Go, the songs from the Go album with Wherever We Go and Something Beautiful. So that's Greatest Hits by the Newsboys. Definitely a contender, probably within the top 5, actually. Top 5 favorite albums of all time. My mom actually got this particular CD. This was hers, like I said, my family's. Not too long after it came out. From 2007. So, yeah. I have so many good memories of that album. So, that's Newsboys' Greatest Hits. Now, next artist is got to be another one of my favorites, and that is Skillet. Not everybody's a big Skillet fan, but that's okay, but I'm a big fan. And what I have from Skillet, I actually have 2 Skillet albums. This is another one for the top 5 albums of all time, in my personal opinion. And that is Skillet's album, Awake. It's definitely my favorite Skillet album. This was actually my 4th ever CD I ever got. Ever, that I know of. Other ones that I count. This is my 4th ever CD. Like I said, I have so many good memories with this one. My personal favorites on the album are Hero, Monster, Awake and Alive are the top 3. So you're One Day Too Late. Should Have When You Could Have is a good one. Believe. Forgiven is actually another one of my favorites. Probably top 4. And other than the singles. Hero Monster and Awaken Alive. Forgiven's probably the next one up. Sometimes, Never Surrender, and pretty much like all the rest. Even my least favorite, I gotta go with Lucy as the least favorite, but it's not a bad way to close the album. But yeah, I had this CD since a year after it came out, 2010. I got this in 2010, so you know the album released in 2009. Awaken Alive, though, I did hear one time a year prior, not knowing who it was. But what else do I have from Skillet in this list? I gotta go with that album's predecessor, Comatose. A couple years after only having Awake in our CDs, I had a CD of Awake and my mom had a CD of Awake, but I decided to pick up more Skillet, and they had Comatose, so I got this personal CD here. My personal favorites on here are Rebirthing, The Last Night, Better Than Drugs, the title track, Comatose, The Older I Get, Those Nights. My personal favorite on the album, probably Whispers in the Dark and Looking for Angels. Isn't a bad song. But yeah, Skillet with Comatose. So not a bad album for top 10 for right now. Probably in the top 20 for sure albums of all time, in my opinion. Now, what is in the last three? Well, was the artist who was touring with Skillet the first time that I saw them. It was actually on a different tour, and that was with Toby Mac. Yes. He has actually 3 albums in this list for today. These are my top 3 Toby Mac's albums. And I'll tell kind of the story. So this first one I gotta go with was my third CD, and that is Portable Sounds. This one is actually my favorite Toby Mac album. It's got a mix of everything you want for his music. Rap, rock, pop sounding, funk, all kinds of good stuff. This was my third CD, like I said. I've had this since 2008 or 2009, even though the album released in 2007. My personal favorites are Made to Love, Boomin', excluding the opera trip interlude. That's fine, but it's good. I mean, it's okay. The interludes are okay, but the full song Boomin' is fine. It's good. I'm For You is another favorite. Face of the Earth, Ignition, which Trevor McNeven from Thousand Foot Crutch sang background on this song. Suddenly is another one of my favorites. And then All In, Letting Go. And then, of course, the closing track, another favorite for people, Lose My Soul. So, yeah. Definitely, I remember hearing these Made to Love and Lose My Soul for sure on the radio when I was a kid. And I had this CD a long time ago. So, yeah. I have so many nostalgic feelings for this CD here. So, yeah. But as far as the alphabetical order goes, the next one that's in this list is the album that came after Portable Sounds. I think is that. Yeah, and that album is Tonight. I believe that. Yeah, that's Tonight. But yeah, Tonight. That was the tour I went and saw Skillet with Toby Mac live. That I first got into Skillet back in 2010. My personal favorites on this album are the opening track, Tonight, which John Cooper from Skillet is in this one. Get Back Up, Sitting on Our Knees, Showstopper, Changed Forever, Hold On, Hey Devil. Another one is Captured and Wondering. Oh yeah, and Start Somewhere is not even a bad song either. So yeah, that's Tonight by Toby Mac. Really nostalgic album. I listened to this album. We got this CD. My mom did at least. Not too long after it came out in 2010. So, but really the one that started me off on Toby Mac, which is the last CD to show in this episode, that started me on him, was 2004's his sophomore effort, Welcome to Diverse City. This is my second favorite. Tonight being the third favorite, but Portable Sounds being number one. This is number two. This was my introduction. I saw Toby live. He was my very first ever concert I ever went to. Did I count? He did a lot of songs from this album. My personal favorites are on this album. I'm going to go with Hey Now, Catch That Fire, Whoopsie Daisy, which he played at the concert the first time. Actually, most of the times I went and saw him, he played it. Except the last time we saw him. But Catch That Fire, Whoopsie Daisy, I remember hearing that live and I couldn't get over it. Because of the funny, the words in the song and the flame on the screen when they were playing it live. But it's pretty cool. Whoopsie Daisy. The Slam is another favorite. Atmosphere, Gone, Burn For You, Diverse City, Phenomenon, and whatchamacallit, the Gotta Go, and I gotta go with the Atmosphere remix featuring DC Talk, his former band, which Michael Tate was in as well. So yeah. There's also a cover of Soul Junk's Ill Am I, which isn't my favorite. I used to like that song a lot, but it's still a good song. I will say that. I can't complain. But yeah, that's Welcome to Diverse City by Toby Mac. That's another contender for one of my favorite albums of all time. So yeah. Well, that was my picks for the top 10 for right in this moment. There are a few others that could have been in the top 10. I'm not sure. These are just personal I picked for today. For episode 1. There are going to be more of these, so expect more. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, until then, next time.